Hey friends, Zolgar here with some exciting news. I'm going to be at SAC Anime in Sacramento, California, September 2nd through 4th, Rose City Comic Con in Portland, Oregon, September 9th through 11th, and Salt Lake FanX in Salt Lake City, Utah, September 22nd through 24th. I won't have a table, but I will have some buttons that I can hand out if you come find me. I'll be hanging out with my friend, the Peculiar Magpie, at his booth selling cool props and nerdy art pieces. I will post pictures and booth numbers on our social media during each show. Welcome to Two Idiots and a Dog, Idiots Unleashed.
From semblances to auras, nerds like a lot of things, but there's one thing that they like above all others. And that's ranting about nerd shit.
Actually, it's correcting people.
This is Idiots Unleashed.
Sorry.
Sorry. I'm Grim.
Who am I again?
I don't know, but why are you in my bathroom? Just a quick warning. This is an uncensored podcast, so you may hear adult language or other content not suited for children, the workplace, church, or, frankly, human consumption.
This week, our topic is the weapons of the animated series RWBY, that was actually paid for by Athen Mortis. What the hell is wrong with you, Athen? This one's going to be a bit interesting because I'm actually not a big RWBY fan. I gave up, I think, about Season 2, whenever they killed one of my favorite characters. Anyways, if you have an idea for a topic for us, you can let us know on our Discord or social media, but you can only vote in the topic poll on Discord.
Now, stand back!
Because we were unleashed a long time ago.
For our sins. Okay, so RWBY weapons. The weapons of RWBY. Weapons made specifically for RWBY.
You're stalling for time.
RWBY's weapons. No, I'm referencing a great fucking movie.
You're stalling for time.
You want me to stall for time? I'm going to fucking stall for time. Okay, here we go. We're now officially stalling for time. Before we can get into what the weapons of RWBY, we have to explain RWBY.
It's an excuse to draw hot women and really fucking stupid weapons, and that's about it.
Excuse me? Animate hot women. Thank you. It's 3D modeled and animated.
It's still a form of drawing.
It's a form of art, not drawing. More like working in clay or something. Anyway, while that might be the meta explanation, we need an actual in-universe explanation for a couple of things in order to set the stage for the ridiculousness we're about to fucking get into.
I'm gonna go take a nap.
God. You're just gonna make me do all the work. Okay, fine.
I told you. I don't know RWBY. I watched 2 episodes, or two seasons. Or was it 3? I don't remember.
That's still a lot of RWBY!
My memory is crap. This was a while ago, and I liked a couple of characters. They killed one of them, and I just stopped caring about it. This was another show that had the classic issue of the supporting characters were more interesting to me than the main characters. Like I say, I have almost nothing to add to this episode. That's why I'm sitting here with the RWBY Wiki open on the weapons so I can sit here and make fun of the weapons. Like the stupid scythe that turns into a freaking sniper rifle.
What are you talking about? Are you somehow implying that a scythe that turns into a sniper rifle isn't the most practical thing ever?
I mean, scythes are not practical weapons in the first place. They are a highly impractical, inefficient weapon that was not designed for dealing with, like, large fleshy things. Scythes are a reaping tool for taking down, like, stalks of wheat and such. They're not designed for hard fleshy targets.
Do you hear the heresy I'm being subjected to?
And also,
alright, I'm stopping you there because you're jumping the gun.
Well, yes, I am. I was going to start talking about the sniper rifle and how inefficient sniper rifles are for use in standard combat.
For fuck's sake. I'm going to stab
you. You wanted me to contribute, so I'm contributing.
You're jumping the gun! Stop jumping the gun! God! We'll get to the ranting about the stupidity of the weapon soon enough, you impatient asshole.
No. I'm going to rant about them now.
No, you're not.
I'm just going to keep ranting about them. You're going to have to mute my microphone.
Do you think I fucking won't? So in the world of RWBY, it is a world both like and unlike ours. Magic exists. monsters exist, and the prevalence of these monsters has given way to a noble profession, the huntsmen and huntresses. And they use some of the most fucked up, weird weaponry to combat these horrible monsters. Now, a quick disclaimer for fans waiting to hear us tear apart some weapons. There are certain weapons that are going to be just straight up getting a pass. Weiss-Schnee uses a rapier powered by magical dust. It's magic. It gets a pass. If it's a basic weapon fueled by magic, it gets a pass for the purposes of this episode because there is no real world equivalent. There's no way to make it work.
Well, in that case, the Crescent Rose gets a pass too because it's a dust weapon.
No, it's not. It's a gun.
It's a dust weapon.
It's not a dust weapon.
According to the wiki, it's a dust weapon.
The wiki is fucking wrong.
Okay, well then I guess I have nothing to contribute to this.
Just because dust can be used with it doesn't make it a dust weapon. It's a difference.
Yeah, I got nothing then. If I can't even use the wiki for reference, then I am literally useless in this episode.
Use it for reference, yeah. We gotta do it anyway, we were paid.
I know. But it just means I'm gonna be sitting here with nothing to say.
Well, speaking of the Crescent Rose, you already kind of started in on that one. Yeah, the Crescent Rose is a high-caliber sniper scythe, which is apparently an official classification in RWBY, which should already tell you how stupid this gets.
And I think this is actually the weapon that... Didn't RWBY start out as just a short animation of Ruby that... Okay, if you haven't seen this or it's been a while, it should be noted that the name of the series is RWBY, spelled RWBY, and the main character is Ruby, spelled the proper way.
Yeah, the reason for the fucked up spelling in the series name is because it's named after their combat team, which takes the first letter from each girl's name.
Hey, it's red, white, black, yellow.
I mean, you're not technically wrong.
It is, I mean...
That's what the trailer names were.
And also...
and what you're thinking of is actually the red trailer.
Yeah, and because also, I mean... RWBY is a form of red.
Yep.
Weiss is German for white.
So the ones that break the mold are Blake, although that's not far off from black, and Yang. I don't know if that's even close to the Chinese word for yellow or not. I don't know Chinese.
I mean, one could go the route of implying that it's a negative racial stereotype because people call anyone Asian yellow, so... I had never thought about that, but... I don't think it is the case, but I'm just like...
It's not the case. That is...
It's just like one of those things... Wait a second.
Yeah, the show creator was not, to the best of my knowledge, like that. In fact, I think he might have... I would have to double check that, but I think he himself had Asian descent.
That doesn't mean he wouldn't make the joke.
I mean, yeah, but...
But, yeah.
But if he is, he gets to make the joke.
Yeah.
Alright, so... Alright. Crescent Rose, you kind of already started ranting on it.
I mean, so first of all, I mean, transforming weapons are cool, but transforming weapons outside of very specific niches are fucking stupid.
Anything that's a melee gun hybrid transforming weapon is probably not fucking working.
Yeah, and there are plenty of historical melee weapons that are also firearms. The early days of firearms, when they were slow to reload, it was a standard thing. You build a axe or a warhammer or something on your rifle so that, you know, when you can't reload fast enough, you can smack somebody with it.
Yeah, they weren't super common, but they were definitely experimented with during that transitional period.
And I mean, there's some really interesting ones.
There are the Royal Armories YouTube shows some off periodically, and they're absolutely gorgeous.
I want to take a moment, actually, and reference the only real-world transforming weapon I know of.
Sure.
It's at least colloquially known as the Apache. Know which one I'm talking about?
Not off the top of my head, because there's like 47 different fucking weapons called the Apache.
So, this weapon is a knife, brass knuckles, And a fucking revolver.
Oh, that fucking thing. Got it. Yes, it is a real-world transforming weapon. It's also dumb as hell.
Oh, it is. It's extremely dumb.
The knife blade was practically useless. Sure, you could punch somebody with it, but you're likely to break your hand because of the uncomfortable grip from the folded-up pistol. And the pistol was so small a caliber as to be laughable.
Yeah, it was 3 weapons in one that was not as efficient as any one of them. I mean, honestly, you take a small caliber pistol and you use it to whack somebody, and it's more efficient than the brass knuckles.
Pretty much.
And that's why transforming weapons are dumb.
Yeah, there's a reason they never caught on. Alright, since you brought it up, so Crescent Rose is classified as a dust type because it can use dust ammunition. But, I mean, so can almost any of the gun-type firearms, so I don't know why they're calling it a dust weapon.
Yangs can't.
They're shotguns that shoot explosions! They don't need dust!
They don't need it, but they could... But, I mean, you could put it in, and then you could have cooler explosions.
Which I guess segues us into the impractical, which is Yang's shotgun gauntlets, which are, honestly, out of everything here, the most plausible. Except for the fact that they fold down into regular-sized bangles. That part's... no.
That part is literally physically impossible.
Yeah.
You need an extra-dimensional space.
Yeah, extra-dimensional space, which I don't think they have. I mean, that's not even Yang's semblance, which... oh, God, I guess I should explain that really quick. Okay, so RWBY's universe has a magic system known as Aura, which can be used to recover quickly and acts as kind of a shield to absorb damage. And a byproduct of Aura, or somehow related to Aura, or whatever... plot, world, mechanical explanation bullshit goes here. There is something called a semblance, which is basically everybody's custom, neat, cool superpower. And extra-dimensional space is not Yang's. Yang's semblance is... the harder you hit me, the harder I hit back, basically. Which works really well with her brawling style and her impractical shotgun gauntlets. Shotgunlets, if you will. Yeah, like I said, I don't have much more to say about the impractical. It really is kind of the most plausible on the list here. Because, I mean, even in real life, it wouldn't be terribly hard to build a shotgun gauntlet. It just wouldn't fold up and shit.
And it would also be incredibly stupid.
But cool.
Because you don't want a firearm like that, like, strapped directly to your hand, especially because the problem is... unless to actually build it to be usable, it would either have to render your hands completely unusable, or the barrels would have to get in the way of your hands, and also you would end up having the issue of muzzle spray hitting your hands.
Well, and depends on where the barrels are oriented and everything, but yeah.
They're going to get... literally, they're going to get in the way, or you're going to have problems.
It could be done. Out of everything on this list, this is the only one I think that has even a remotest chance of working, just not as depicted. Conceptually, it could work.
I mean, conceptually speaking, you could take a sniper rifle and attach a scythe blade to it.
Yeah, but it's not going to transform into all the stupid shit that RWBY's weapon does. Here we go. Here you go. Crocea Moors.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
It's a sword.
That belonged to my favorite character.
No, it didn't. Crocea Moors is Jean's. It belonged to his great-grandfather.
Oh, all right. So I'm thinking the Hoplite one.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's been a long time.
So, I stand corrected. The most plausible weapon on this list is, in fact, Crocea Moors. Why? Because it's a sword. It doesn't do anything weird or stupid.
And a shield.
It's a sword. Well, the scabbard is a shield. That's the part that gets a little weird.
The thing is, that's even not that with modern technology,
yeah,
I could actually build a not as good of a shield as it is in this, but I could actually design a shield that folded out from a scabbard.
Like I said, it's possible. One of the more likely. I mean, later on in the series, it gets all upgraded and weird and and funky, but that's using technology that, frankly, our world doesn't have. So I'm ignoring all of those upgrades for the moment. The base weapon could work. The shield would not be as sturdy as it is depicted in the show, because, well, anytime you have a striking surface with folding panels, that's structural. That's loss of structural integrity.
Yeah.
But it would work, mostly. All right. Gamble Shroud is Blake Belladonna's weapon.
And in my opinion, despite being incredibly stupid, one of the stupider ones, in fact, is also one of the coolest.
It is. So, what is the Gamble Shroud?
Yes.
According to the weapon derivation list on the wiki,
katana, cleaver, pistol, kasarigama, and sheath.
Why is sheath listed? Because she can use it separately to whack people, and has. By the way, its official class is listed as Variant Ballistic Chain Scythe. That's just word salad.
That's the name of my cover band.
I can't wait for the first album to drop. Now, again, Gamble Shroud is amazing. I love this thing. It is the coolest thing I've ever seen. However, you might have gotten away with the katana gun sheath thing.
But throwing the kasarigama in there.
And furthermore, the kusarigama's finger quotes chain being a ribbon. I mean, that's anime as hell, yes, but
Okay. Next up, we're going to go for one of my other favorite characters. The giant ass hammer.
Hee hee.
I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. Magnhilde? I don't know.
Magnhild. The weapon of Nora Valkyrie.
Which is the stereotype, like, cute, bubbly girl with a big-ass, rocket-powered hammer.
She is the one who will look at you and go, boop.
And then smack you with a hammer.
And then turn that hammer into a grenade launcher. So this is another style of dust weapon that isn't getting a pass, because the dust here is honestly, once again, just part of the weapon's projectile system. So, like, it can launch dust grenades. That is still a real-world munition type. We just don't use magic dust for it. We build, like, explosive shit in there instead. So this is one of my favorite weapons in all of RWBY. It will also, as depicted, not fucking work.
Yeah, because, so, in our nonsensical weapons episode, we discussed rocket-powered hammers.
Now, in the confines of RWBY, that specific element of it does work, because those with aura have superior physical traits. However, from a realistic perspective, once again, in the real world, rocket hammers do not work.
Also, no matter the physical traits, there's still the fuel concern issue.
Yeah, well, hers uses dust charges, so, like, it's reloadable.
But
it's still it's something you have to be aware of.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you switch over to grenade launcher mode and just unload on some poor fuckers.
Did we mention that the weapons of RWBY are kind of stupid?
By the way, the weapons of RWBY, kind of stupid.
Okay. How about the Stormflower?
Okay, so the Stormflower is dual... Okay, they're listed as SMGs, but I'm sorry, they're machine pistols. Yes, I'm going to be that fucking pedantic.
Dual automatic pistols, wind and fire blades, and grappling hooks.
Yeah, so the wind and fire blades, in this instance, are actually knives attached to the underside of the barrel, and as a straight-up design, minus the grappling hooks, which, no. But as a straight-up design on their own, these could almost work. The blades are just a little too large and impractical.
And also, the angle the blades are at is wrong for the way the blades are designed. The angle they're at is wrong. If you want blades on the underside of your guns, you want shorter blades that are curved so that you're not running the risk of stabbing yourself. You want something that you can basically come in and basically slash with your gun, but not run the risk of stabbing yourself as you're returning the gun to your side.
Yeah.
And these, you would stab yourself. They extend like a foot beneath the barrel of the gun.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, the base concept could be workable, but this needs more tweaking to be functional. So, let's talk about the actual weapon of the one that makes you sad. Your favorite that makes you sad. I believe this is pronounced Milo and Akou? Akou? I actually don't know. I have no idea how to pronounce that.
So it's basically a hoplite shield, and, well, it's a javelin, a sword, and a rifle.
Yeah. Of course, the Xiphos and shield works as is.
Or javelin and shield works.
Yeah. The javelin Xiphos combo could work, but collapsible halves tend to not be very sturdy.
Yeah, you would. And also, Xiphos have a different blade than javelins, so...
Like, I could see it working, but not very well. And then you throw the rifle in the mix, and it's just, no. There is no universe where you have a collapsible haft like that, housing a gun barrel, that can withstand the pressures of a rifle round.
Yeah, I mean, unless this thing is firing, like, 22 shorts.
Which you absolutely would not be using against the monsters of RWBY, which, by the way, are called Grim. You would not use those against the Grim. The Grim would look at a 22 short and laugh.
In the real world, the Grim would look at a 22 short and laugh.
Yeah, if you're shooting at me with a 22 short...
You better hit the eye or something.
And then run. I will be very unhappy with you.
Because 22 short... Now, don't get me wrong. Bit of a real-world tangent here. You can do a lot of damage to someone even with a 22 short. But in general, a 22 short is... It's equivalent to a powerful air rifle.
All right. So we're going to go on to...
Yanduha? Coco Adele's gun?
Yeah, one of my two most favorite, but utterly stupid and pointless weapons in the whole game. Game, franchise, whatever. There is a game.
Okay, so this is a Gatling gun. And, I mean, there's nothing weird. It's not like not some other kind of weapon, too. It's not like a Gatling gun that shoots scythes or something.
Yeah, so once you put aside the fact that a minigun as an infantry weapon is just not going to work.
Oh, by the way, it transforms out of a handbag.
Yeah, it transforms out of a handbag. Yeah, Coco is the leader of Team Coffee, and she is a total bamf. I love her to pieces. I love that weapon, but it literally collapses into a handbag.
Which is so ridiculous.
Team Coffee, by the way, is spelled CFVY. Again, named for the team. It's the team name taken from the first letter of everybody's name. I never said RWBY was smart. Just that I love the stupid weapon designs. Speaking of stupid weapon designs, we have one magic weapon. Truly magic dust weapon that I'm going to bring up. Just because of I love it conceptually, but it's so stupid that even in a magic world, why the hell would you... Why?
Which one?
And that is a weapon known as an Isadora.
I was just looking at that one. It's a camera.
It is. So, this camera belongs to Velvet Scarlatina.
Bunny girl!
And what it does is...
Irrelevant. Bunny girl!
Yes, bunny girl. God. I'm the unholy bun dead.
Yeah, but I'm the one who's more openly a furry.
God. So, what the camera does is it uses special dust called hard light dust, which it is stated is one of the rarer dust types. So this stuff's relatively expensive to keep your hands on to begin with. So already, our primary ammo source is expensive. We're already off to a bad start. And what it does is it takes pictures of everybody and their weapons and fighting styles. Now, the user has to actually take that picture. So they have to actually be able to watch people fighting and taking pictures of them fighting.
And then can copy that.
And then when it's activated, it copies the weapon and fighting style. Now that is cool as hell.
But dear God, it's stupid.
It's so dumb. Even in a world with magic, that is a massive waste of resources. Don't get me wrong, it's one of my favorite weapons, and Velvet is one of my favorite side characters, but no.
I mean, we could just sit here talking about transforming weapons. I mean, there's...
I've got it. It's time we talk about... He actually called them that. Jesus Christ. RWBY Bang and Jingu Bang.
Yeah, again, we keep looking at the same ones.
So this belongs to a character named Sun Wukong.
And it is staff, nunchaku, lever action shotgun.
Yeah. So the twin nunchaku have the connecting cord or chain or whatever the hell it is. And that can be, I don't know how this works, but it basically retracts or whatever, and thus the four handles then connect to form a single staff.
Which that is completely viable. I mean, that's not that far removed from a collapsing three-section staff.
It's when you realize that all four of those handles are also lever-action shotguns that it falls apart. Because there is nowhere to put the mechanisms to attach everything and retract the cord and have a fucking shotgun.
So what you're saying is they're gunchucks.
Yes, they're gunchucks.
8-bit theater fighter just needed new trousers.
I mean, considering he was still trying to figure out sword chucks.
Sword chucks! Ho!
With apologies to 8-bit theater.
You know, in stage combat, I once made sword chucks from a couple of stage fighting swords.
You would. You absolutely fucking would.
Well, because I'm a tryhard.
Okay, so here's one that kind of sort of works-ish. The element of it that doesn't work is purely dust-powered, even though it's not listed as... Okay, who is classifying these as dust weapons and not dust weapons?
Yeah, I don't know.
And I am talking about the aptly named Tryhard.
You know, what I just referenced by saying I was a tryhard.
Mm-hmm. This is a Gundao, Trident, and rifle. Now, the Gundao Trident parts work. I mean, the transforming elements are a little because inherent problem of all transforming weaponry, but it works. The rifle section is the part that wouldn't work, but it's going to get a pass because it's a dust-powered laser.
Lasers.
But yeah, I mean, there's so many in here that are just...
I mean, there is somebody whose weapon is literally a hoverboard.
Someone else's weapon is literally a trumpet.
Man. And then there's this one that's just completely ridiculous. It's a rope dart dagger. Man, that's completely impossible.
Nobody would ever use that. That's crazy. I just heard 1,000 angry weebs cry out all at once. Of course, that would imply 1,000 angry weebs actually listen to our fucking podcast.
So, you mean 20 angry weebs crying out at once?
Something like that, yes. I mean, some of the things that are listed here as actual weapons are staggering to me.
How about Nebula's crossbow? A crossbow and sword.
Theoretically could work, depending on the mechanism. I don't think I've actually seen that one in action. There's some of a walking stick, which, yeah, okay, you can whack people with it, I guess.
A riding crop?
A riding crop. That's the one it's a dust weapon, but still.
Blow hard.
Which is an axe blunderbuss, which is, again, one of the... Except for the one problem with the blowhard. It is a double-bladed battle axe.
That the shoulder stock is the head.
Yeah. It looks cool, but it's not really useful. Oh god, I forgot about this one.
Antiquities Roast?
I love Antiquities Roast. It's so stupid.
It is a thermos. That's also a club.
And a flamethrower. Because it belongs to Professor Oobleck, of course it is a thermos club and flamethrower.
I want a thermos club flamethrower. Random Warrior, make it happen.
There's a boomerang rifle? I don't think I want to know. Yet another hammer/rocket launcher thingamajig.
Aptly called Timber.
Robin's crossbow is actually pretty cool. It's a crossbow shield thingamajig. It's as depicted, but in concept it could work.
Happy Huntress's weapon.
Yeah, I don't...
Crossbow staff.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Harbinger.
Listen, no, I don't have the fucking mental bandwidth to cover Crow's fucking weapon, okay? It has like 3 or 4 different fucking modes.
Okay, if you thought that the Scythe sniper rifle was terrible, Harbinger is a scythe, shotgun, and sword.
Now, in a world where the transforming mechanisms of the weapons function the way they do in RWBY, the sword and scythe part of it actually makes a certain amount of sense. The handle retracts a little bit and the blade re-arcs and folds around. And
yeah.
Like, that could work in a world where transforming weapons work. Bear in mind that it's not our world, because transforming weapons like that do not work in our world. We've already covered that. Where it gets weird is the shotgun.
Let's see. Vernal's weapons, which are bladed guns that the blades are just stupid again.
Yeah, it's a crescent blade that... Okay, so it's a forked crescent blade, and the blades come out from under the grip and under the barrel, and then out of the top of the gun and over the barrel. And it's just stupid.
I mean, it would work, but you would hurt yourself more than you hurt your enemy.
Junior. Hi, Junior. Junior was in the one of the trailers and is no longer with us.
He has a rocket launcher that's also a club.
Admittedly, one of the least unbelievable weapons on that list, if we're being honest.
Yeah. Let's see. Life and Death.
Oh. Let me see. Life and Death. Oh, yeah. Maria is awesome, though. So, I'm not going to tear her weapons apart. She's too cool.
But they are scythe, comma, and walking stick.
Mm-hmm. Which aren't commas just another type of sickle or scythe? Whatever. That said, the way they're depicted is really cool. There are also dust weapons that use magnetic dust to, like, be thrown and then called back and do all sorts of weird, cool shit that would absolutely not be possible in real life because we don't have fucking magic that does that.
There is a character whose weapons are her high-heeled boots.
Uh-huh.
And that's literally the weapon classification. High-heeled boots.
Yeah, there's a few different boot weapons. And then there's the melodic cudgel, which belongs to, well, I guess belonged, spoilers, to Roman Torchwick, a recurring antagonist, which is a cane, flare gun, and grappling hook.
I mean, cane flare gun could work.
And then there's his right-hand lady's weapon, Hush, which is an umbrella, a stock, and shield, which almost works except for the umbrella part, because as with Jean's shield, any part of your striking surface that's meant to stop something, that folds or contracts or collapses is a structural integrity issue waiting to happen.
I'm going to disagree here. I actually think that you could engineer Hush's weapon completely functionally in the real world.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be as effective as...
It wouldn't be as durable, but it still would actually... You could at least be able to stop small caliber bullets with it. Because you could do the umbrella out of Kevlar. And if you did it right, you could have metal plates in there so that it wasn't as easy to cut or stab through. And you just make sure that your folding elements are a high quality metal, something that won't bend or break easily, and it would work.
Ish, to a point. It wouldn't be as sturdy or structurally sound as, say, a dedicated shield.
Oh, no. But it'd be cool.
And, of course, there's a whole bunch of different stabs, sticks, club-type weapons. There's a fishing pole, apparently. I don't know.
There's a drill cannon.
I mean, of course there's a drill cannon. Were you expecting there not to be a drill cannon?
These ones must have been from something else, because that is a very different art style.
Yeah, I'm not sure what those are from. I know there were, like, some novels and stuff, so maybe it's illustrations from that. I don't know. But, yeah. So, there are a whole lot of weapons we have not covered here, and we have not covered them strictly because they are purely powered by magical dust bullshit.
And there's also a lot of weapons we haven't covered because they're honestly just normal weapons. They're a dagger.
Yeah, there's a few here. Like, okay, it was kind of funny to bring up, Kosei Amoris. It's a sword. But the only reason it was even funny to bring up in the first place is because it belongs to a main character. He's technically a secondary main character, depending on season, but still, he's part of the main recurring cast. That's what made it funny to bring up. But there are all sorts of various daggers and swords and other stuff that... I mean, one of the main leaders of the government uses just a straight-up big-ass revolver. I mean...
There's one other I think we should mention.
Which one?
Thieves' Respite.
Oh god, do we have to bring up her fucking weapon?
Dual revolvers, sickles, and Kusarigama.
Yeah. Now, their implementation of the Kusarigama is a little better in this than, say, Gamble Shroud, but it's still pretty ridiculous.
I mean, it's a transforming weapon. It's...
Also, if we're going to bring that up, we have to bring up Talaria, which is her partner's weapon. They are boots with guns in them. They are gun boots.
Boots and guns and boots and guns.
It's like a less stylish Bayonetta.
Wow, gun gauntlets make sense. Gun boots do not make sense.
I kick you and a gun shoots. Why?
Yeah, that just does not make sense.
Now, I will admit the way Mercury uses them makes way more sense than like Bayonetta, where she's doing like handstands and arcing her legs around and shooting people with them that way. That's not what he does. He literally uses them to augment his actual kicks. But it's still dumb, but it's at least better than like Bayonetta. However, that bar is in the dirt.
If you want to use a gun, use a gun. If you want to kick people, kick people. If you want to use a gun and kick people, kick them and then shoot them while they're down. Or shoot them and kick them while they're down.
So before we get any Bayonetta fans bitching, I want to clarify that my criticism is strictly rooted in the premise of this episode, which is some semblance of realism.
Grim just has the hots for Bayonetta.
I mean, yeah. Have you seen that ass? Hello.
Ace spec.
Oh, nah. Well, then who cares about anything you have to say? God.
Apparently like 15 people.
Yeah, there are... We could keep digging and find additional stupid shit.
I mean, it's RWBY.
I mean, I could go in once again into... There's a fishing pole! Okay? Literally listed as it's a fucking fishing pole, okay?
Your face is a fishing pole.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Kaiju is adorable.
Yes, she is.
As she's twitching in her half-sleep.
She's a good dog.
She is.
So, I don't know what else you guys want from us on this, to be perfectly honest. I mean...
Are you happy, Athen? Are you happy?
I mean, to be fair, in the weird fucked up weapons episode, we did kind of imply we could do a whole episode on RWBY. And I guess now we have.
I suppose we have. So, we also have a quick message here from Athen.
Oh god, do we have to?
I don't want to say this, but he paid us, so I have to.
We are nothing if not true to our word as shills.
Though, I mean, we said no political statements. This might qualify as a political statement. I don't know.
Might be it. Less a political statement, more of a hate crime.
Alright, so remember I was paid to say this? Athens fanfics are perfect. Holy shit!
Athen, you're fucking banned. Again.
Okay. You know, I've actually never read his fanfics. I don't read fan fiction. Maybe check it out if you're a glutton for punishment and like fan fiction. If I remember to, I'll put links in the show notes.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Or maybe I'll just ban Athen.
I'll probably ban Athen again. It's a good time. Fun for the whole family. That's it for this week. If you like what we do, please give us a like, follow, rating, all that nonsense on your favorite podcatcher.
You can also support us on Patreon for special bonus content and episodes a week early, or tip us on Ko-fi. You can find those and our social media platforms and Discord server in the show notes.
Also be sure to give our friends some love. Who the fuck? What poor sap are we saddling with this shitty episode?
Let's go with the Gruesome Twosome Movie Reviewsome.
What did they do to you?
They're Australian.
Oh, well, I mean, that's enough.
Hey everybody, I'm Jess.
And I'm Ebony.
And we are
the Gruesome Twosome Movie Reviewsome.
We are about the wacky, the wonderful,
the weird,
the strange,
the unusual,
the gore,
the fucked up,
the actors, the connection,
the theatre,
the passion, the love. Pretty much everything that
comes with
represents. Yeah. But if it's on a screen, we are there. We are reviewing. We love snacks. We love people. We love love.
We just love film.
We love film.
So come join us on the couch.
If you're as crazy as film as we are, come join us and have a good time with us. See you soon, my loves.
Bye!
Last, but certainly not least, we would like to give a quick shout out to all of our supporters on Patreon and Ko-fi, especially these idiots.
Random Warrior, Rain, and Athen Mortis, who paid for this jackassery and is still banned.
Is always banned. Is banned for eternity.